Hey Legionnaires, and welcome back with some more Rise of Mordor action for you today, and this is a glorious 4v4 land battle that I did with Bearded Warman and a few of my subs. So yeah, I'll just say as this battle gets underway, definitely go and check out Bearded's channel for some other Total War action. He does a lot of Rome 2 and some 12-12 stuff like that. So if you want to go and check out his channel, he does some great content, so definitely go and check out him. Also, if you're enjoying seeing Rise Mordor at the moment and would like to see some more, do remember to leave a like, subscribe if you're around here, and a comment to show your support. As always, guys, thank you for all the support. It's been really great. But as you can see, this 4v4 is just getting underway now. It's a nice land battle just on some random green plain in the middle of nowhere, really. But we have here today, we have Mordor, we have Dol Amroth, we have two Dale armies facing down. Well, who do we have facing down then today? We have Gondor over on this right-hand side. In the center here, we have another Dol Amroth to face Dol Amroth, who I was playing as here. And then we have Linden over here. The elves always turning up. But then we have Eriador. I don't often see Eriador here today, but we have Eriador here. And it's great to see them on the battlefield. Hopefully there'll be some hobbits. I don't know. Did he bring any hobbits? No, he brought the Chetwood merchant bodyguards though. These guys are pretty awesome with their maces. Looking pretty damn awesome. But yeah, I can't see any hobbits. Very upset. No hobbits here today. I keep looking at the Chetwood like merchant bodyguards. I keep thinking they look smaller than usual, but they are actually just this normal size. Look like they are hobbits from a distance. Gatekeepers here. Bree spearmen. So it should be an interesting army. But as you can see, probably from the title, yeah. These two armies here, Linden and Eriador, have no cav in them, so it's going to be certainly a hard one. I mean, they obviously have their general that does Eriador, but I mean, you never really risk your general unless necessary. While I mean, Dol Amroth has brought some decent amount of cav, but I mean, you could say they could have brought the cheaper cav here. Could have brought the Seaward Spear Cavalry I would have brought instead of the Swan Knights. But they do look glorious, I will admit. I mean, that Headguard looks amazing. It really does. But yeah, I mean, also got some pole arms here. They should be a nuisance to try and break through. The Prince's Coast Guard here doing their bit. They look really cool. And but yeah, and they also got the Knights of Imrahil, which is obviously a solid cav unit. There's a lot of cav out on this side over here. This is Dale actually has got some cavalry over here, and I think also so does actually this is all Dale's cav. There was some Mordor cav here, but it's now gone back to like the right. And yes, you can see that like Dale has decided to put all its cav here instead of on that far side where Eriador is. So they can help compete against all this cavalry here. I mean, they've got Swan Knights here as well, Knights of the Silver Swan for Gondor. So who's under attack? Oh, okay, Mordor is going already in. Look at this. Got some Servants of the Eye going in. I mean, they should probably pull back because they're going to get isolated. So yeah, rightly so, they pull back, get out of there. They don't really want to go in there. They're getting focused on by archers as it is. Want to get out of there and stay alive, really. And here we go. Over on the other side, we have a clash already. Eriador's already going in against Dale. We have some Bree swordsmen going in against Lake Town guards. Shock against swords. I imagine the Shock will win this one. And we have clashes across the line here. As you can see, we have Vinland guards against Bree men at arms. These guys are going to win probably. Are the Vinland guards. You can see like the armor difference. It looks so nasty. Spears here holding the line. There's a whole mass of swords going in and lots more going in here. I feel like Eriador has to kind of be aggressive to a certain extent, but at the same time he probably could have done with being defensive with all the, like the cav disadvantage he's got. Certainly shouldn't be throwing in like infantry against Shock. He's not going to win those fights. Over on this side we can see more Shock coming in. This is I feel like this is the elves. Is the elves? Yeah, the elves are sending stuff in over here. Okay. So we have Linden sending stuff in. So that should help. Shock going in to help the Chetwood, what are they called? Merchant bodyguards, aren't they? Yeah, merchant bodyguards. So yeah, they are actually going in, and Dale is actually kind of getting slightly overwhelmed. This is two different Dale armies, just to remind you. This is two different separate Dale armies. So there is going to be a lot of Dalian troops, and it looks like Dale would be one just huge army. But it's because there's two armies. But this was, yeah, played on my Discord, so if you want to join my Discord server, the link is down below in the description. If you want to get involved in some Rise of Mordor action, or involved in just some general Total War action, the link is down below in the description. As you can see, this Shock infantry is actually falling back. I feel like, yeah, it's going to countercharge this Dalian sword that's coming to attack it. There is some Daelian cavalry regiment on this side that is trying to be aggressive. Should try and recharge this Noldorian sword here, for sure. And here I go. I'm going in now. I'm charging the sword lines here. I see they're really thin, and I think, well, there's no cavalry to, like, protect them. So I just charge straight in, knock these guys down. And there you go. My spear carry just knocks down that sword line very, very nicely. And I'm going to just get out of there. I'm just going to go back. You can see that the Knights of Imrahil trying to catch up. And I'm quite fine with this. If they're going to chase me out, I've got more cav, and I can also lure them into my infantry lines. But as you can see, I get into open ground. I lose not a single man. And I kill a decent amount. This one certainly did a lot better. Killed about 20 to 30 men. But it just woke up Dol Amroth a bit. It kept them on their toes. Over on this side, you can see that the spears here breaking. These Bree spearmen being caught out of position. Got cavalry here that's falling back, trying to chase, being chased down with these Chetwood merchant bodyguards. You can see the elves are trying to do the same. And they're going to get cut down on these elves because they're trying to go after the horses. And really, they need to be staying in combat with these swords here. What have we got coming up? We've got another massive cavalry here. This cavalry here possibly got stuck in combat, but I mean, it then did try to like get out of combat, and I think it, like someone was saying, it's a bit of a pull through, but I don't know if it really is. It was like kind of like half in, half out. It was anyway. It doesn't really matter. The swords here are now in combat against the Noldorian swords. I'd imagine these Noldorian swords could still win this, even with like a bit of a beating up that they had from the Ravanian regents. But yeah, it's always going off now. So I'm going to do a little bit of slow-mo. As you can see, so much is happening right now. The Ravanian regents that went into the backs of these gatekeepers, which has somehow got themselves in combat. They're not bad in combat, but you really want those crossbows like in the action, really, like firing their shots off. You've got Bree Spearmen here. They're doing their bit. We've got Sheriff Stone Throwers here. Are these like a Javi unit? Yeah, I think they're a Javi unit. We've got gatekeepers here as well. I'd certainly have been bringing bows instead of these gatekeepers, and then you could have spent more money on other stuff. These gatekeepers are, yeah, they're really, really elite. But you need the cav, I feel. And archers are better just for looping shots over. As you can see here, swords really, really desperately losing to these Lake Town guards. Lake Town guards aren't a great shock, but they'll certainly do fine just against these basic swords. We've got pole arms over here fighting Chetwood merchant bodyguards. These Chetwood merchant bodyguards need to get out of combat. Though they are killing some of these guys, you can see here. They still need to get out of combat. The general here is being lured around for Eridor. He's being lured around into the back lines. That will certainly be good for Dale. He needs to pin that general down if given the chance. And as you can see, looks like Dale, the other Dale army is now engaging Lyndon. They need to get their cavalry advantage and use that against Lyndon. Lyndon, again, also got pretty solid cav, decided not to bring it. They should do just fine. And yeah, at this point, I think I've forgotten what I was doing. I was just harassing Dol Amroth, I think. And you can see we're getting ready to face each other now. Dol Amroth versus Dol Amroth. Probably the best counter, to be honest. Don't want these two really, well, it's the same faction, but these two really OP armies facing like a different faction. They're better just to nullify each other. You can see it's going to be Seaward Infantry and Seaward Infantry. I mean, the difference in these armies is that I brought Shock, and my opponent, which I'm pretty sure was bearded, brought polearms. So I just started to focus polearms down. I was like, right, that's it. And as you can see, my general's now in behind enemy lines, and he's doing all sorts of damages back there to the elves. And Dale has also got some cavalry here that he's going to just defend the flank. Though he needed a charge, he's going to get a decent charge. A last-minute charge, we'll call it like that. But yeah, my general now, my Knights at Imrahil, is going ham in the back lines. And the elves decided to turn around and charge me, which was the worst possible decision they could have done. They would have been better to be rear charged, I think, than just to like run at me and get charged. But they are focusing my general down a lot, as you can see. I'm getting a lot of pain. I'm now recharging into the Elven general here. I was quite comfortable with this. I was like, well, if I lose my general, I lose my general. Eridor at this point looks like he's spent, as you can see. Eridor's in a rough old spot, though he is routing these polearms here. Enemy general is dead. That is the Elven general there, dead. And now I'm charging my Knights at Imrahil, who is still somehow alive, my general, into these Lyndon swords. In he goes. And actually getting friendly fired as well by the bardings. Need to be careful of that. Let's do some slow-mo again. And as you can see, the swords are now engaged for both sides. I've now also got my shock infantry in here. These are some nasty swords involved, though. We got some dismounted Knights at Imrahil in here, but they should be nullified by my Haven Guard, which kind of got a rear charge on them because they were trying to flank my Seaward infantry.
Grim news.
My general there just dies. Oh, we've had 2 generals die. So we had, yeah, this is one of the Dalian armies. His died, and then my general also died as he was retreating. He got shot by someone in the back, but he earned himself a silver chevron in that entire fight. I'm not quite sure how, but he did. And then over on this side, as you can see, my cavalry is just persistently charging these swords. I'm just cycle charging them and keeping them out of the fight elsewhere. And as you can see, Mordor has now started his assault over here as well. Got Uruk Throng now going in against Ringlow Vale Men at Arms. That should be a pretty even fight, I would imagine. He just brought a lot of Uruk Throng as his infantry. He brought some pole arms as well. He brought Morgul Legion, which is not a bad choice. Really could just start to capitalize his cav though at some point. Would probably just think about maybe charging these Gondor swords maybe. Get a decent charge off. Look at this. Uruk Throng actually beating the Ringlow Vale Men at Arms. I never really thought they would beat that. But there you go. I thought Ringlow Vale Men at Arms might hold their own against these guys, but maybe not. But as you can see, I'm just constantly charging these poor Seaward cavalry, Seaward infantry. My cavalry. I have 4 cavalry to Dol Amroth 2, not including their general, which I think they're looking a bit passive. Actually, no, their general's way in there. Their general is very much committed right now. He's actually entangled with a load of Dalian cavalry. As you can see on this side, though, Eriador is all but spent at this point. You've got swords. The only last swords that are still holding from the front line are these ones fighting the spears. The spears are playing ultra defensive. That's why. As you can see here, looks like Eriador's general is about to go as well. I don't think he's actually died yet, but he is certainly in a rough spot. Yeah, he's just routed now. He's just got routed by these Vinland Watchmen. And now we have Vinland Guards about to go in. And yeah, the cavalry that they've had over on this side has certainly come in handy. I think Dale sent all of his cavalry from this this left side here all the way to the right. And you can see Mordor is now fully engaged.
Our men have given up and are running for their lives.
And you can see just a big old blob now at this point. Yeah, my general's now engaged. I'm actually just trying to keep all this cavalry pinned down. They should have really pulled their cavalry out of this fight. Just left the shock infantry to deal with these guys. The cavalry is just getting focused down now by Bardings. I was just like, just shoot this massive blob of cav, weaken it. I've now got shock infantry in here. And these guys are actually dealing a decent amount of damage. I don't actually know what they're fighting. I think they're fighting these. Yeah, they're fighting this general here, Shipwright Nobles. But here comes the massive Dol Amroth cav. It's going to come in. Didn't get the greatest charge on my Haven Guard, which is fine. Which is still a fresh Haven Guard, really. I only lost 5 guys. But yeah, as you can see, I've now still got some carrying behind. I was just managing to keep 1 or 2 units alive just long enough to then keep doing some harassing stuff. I think I've got my other ones over here. Yeah, and this one's actually a fresh unit. Here we go. In goes the charge. Into the back of these Tarnosian marksmen. Rear charge. Ouch, that's going to hurt. That is going to really hurt. They are still getting shot down. That's the thing. I pulled out of every combat. Well, yeah, you can see I'm going to get out of this combat. And then I'm going to try and charge another archer probably. But this archer will just, in the end, just focus down my unit. I actually have some more cav here as well. I've not realised. I've got plenty of cav left. And my army's not too affected by a general loss just yet, so we're doing okay. Mordor on this side seems to be holding the line quite nicely against what you'd argue is a superior army. Really, Gondor needs to get his cavalry out of combat here. And as does Mordor. Mordor also needs to get his cavalry out of combat. These Sons of the Eye should just get out and let the Morgul Legion take over. Gondor should also just play aggressive and just flank around, which he's doing just now. We can see some Citadel Guard. They're going to go around the back. They can then flank these pole arms and all this cav, which is definitely a good idea. Look at this black mass of infantry and cavalry. They just need to get out of combat. You can see there's Axeman of Loznarch going in now. That's not a bad thing to send in. If only had the Guards of Minith Thiel, which are added in that new little sub-mod, that would be really useful. If you've not checked out that video, which adds loads of new Easterling and Gondor units, definitely check it out. I'll leave a link to it down below. You can see what Uruk Throng just need to go in the back of these units here. Gondor Swords holding the line very nicely, as expected, but Ban's power is certainly not looking good now. There is 3,000 against just under 6,000 men. It's I hate to say it, but I think Eriador's got overwhelmed by the lack of cav, and also Dale is just far more superior faction. Eriador is just it's kind of a weak faction, certainly. I hope it gets more stuff added to it to make it a little bit stronger. Maybe some Arnorian stuff, I don't know. There's some shipwright nobles in there, they're holding the line. Linden, I think, as well, did okay, but I mean, if they had some cav, they would have done like 10 times better, I think. You can see Pole Arms here just wavering. This is the remains of Dol Amroth, just being reduced to nothing at this point. And I'm just focusing down this Prince's Coast Guard whenever possible. But yeah, it was a okay fight between me and Dol Amroth. It was, I feel like, again, if they had more cav, they would have done a lot better. The Pole Arms, certainly, I don't think they got their money's worth out of. As you can see, they're routing there with 122 men. I'm actually just going to charge their archers now. They did okay with everything else, though. But yeah, certainly to this side was a few of the newer players, and that's unfortunate. I mean, they learn a few valuable like tactics for like future games, like bring more cav. Eredor's a bit of a weak faction, and Dol Amroth's like king. The Mordor's not too bad itself. As you can see, it's holding the line here against Gondor just quite nicely. They got some units back here that Gondor could do with sending back in. You actually got General Servants of the Eye in the back lines now. This is the General, and he's going to go rear charging into these Gondor swords. And in he goes. It's very, very nice. And that'll probably help break that unit once and for all. It's certainly wavering at this point. Gondor certainly also won't be happy with like army losses for all his allies and stuff like that. Oh, that looks nasty. All these Morg Legion have been like just murdering these cav. Something you just have to be aware of. The Morg Legion's now in a sticky position. It's getting surrounded by Citadel Guards. And also Axemen of or Warriors of Lozanark, I should say. These guys are chopping them down. Big pole arm man cannot stop the man with an axe. The angry man with an axe. Cav over here getting just dealt with. The Knights of the Silver Swan, even though they're like a pretty good cav unit, no match to the Servants of the Eye, especially since it's in melee now. Like the Knights of the Silver Swan might have to get a good charge off because they're shock cav, but the Servants of the Eye, they're a melee cav unit. So I mean, like as long as this battle carries on, they get more and more of an advantage. Shock cavalry just does not like to be in combat for long. Just wants to get in and then out. And that's just unfortunate for them. And you can see that the rest of our forces are now arriving. I'm arriving with Dol Amroth. We've got the two Dale armies also arriving now. And they're just going to help mop up what remains of Gondor. But yeah, it wasn't necessarily the most like closest of matches, but it was a fun one to do. And also it was nice to have like Bearded along for a couple of battles. And yeah, it was certainly like an education for some of these newer players. I feel like it's playing battles and like losing and then knowing why you lost, which they understood after the battle. They're like, I see, like, if I bring this instead, then I would do, like, much better. And, like, that's, like, I find, like, you can teach people how to play it and put them on your side. And they'll learn, but also if you learn from your defeats as well, that's very, very much important. Like, what's going to improve, like, what works well together and stuff like that. As the Citadel Guard just breaks in here, that's the General gone. But yeah, it was certainly a fun one to play, and as you can see, the forces of Dol Amroth, Dale, and Mordor are going to win this one. A weird coalition, I won't lie, with Mordor just added on for some reason. But there you go, the battle is just about to end there. You've got 170 odd men left. Where are they? Are they in there? No. Oh, I think it was that cav there, that Knights of the Silver Swan. Yeah. There you go, a close victory. But we'll end the replay and have a quick look at the end results. So yeah, I was playing as Dol Amroth in this one. My army did pretty damn well. I mean, my cav was pretty much like my main point. I was just microing that the entire game. Left my infantry really just to do whatever it needed to do. My general getting 197 kills. I thought he got a few more than that, but for why he got his silver chevron. But he must have just killed a lot of elite stuff or something. I don't remember like chevroning him up at all. So he's done really, really well. He did die, but in the end, it didn't really matter. My army wasn't too affected by a general loss. My Seaward Sword infantry here killing 167, not too bad there. My Haven Guard getting 239 kills, pretty good for them. My archers did okay, getting about 80 odd kills, and my cav here, my Seaward Spear cav, getting 268 kills. Then we have Adams here playing as one of the Dale armies. I think he was facing Lyndon. His Ravanian Regents here getting 242 kills before they died. His general also did die, but it didn't seem to be too bad. He actually had a pretty beaten up army at the end. The Elves still did a pretty nasty job to him, but he managed to hold. His Dalian Swords here getting 106 kills. His Bardings getting 70 kills. I definitely hope they were going to get a few more kills. Certainly need to get maybe some flanking shots a bit more, or I'm not really sure. And then, but his Dalian Cavalry Regiment did excellent. Look at this, 427 kills, and this one got 209. So he did really well with his cav. Then we have Heroes of the Greeks here, played as Dale. He also has a YouTube channel. I'll just mention that. I'll leave a link for that in the description as well if you want to check out his channel. But yeah, he was also playing as Dale. He was facing Eriador, I believe. His Vinland Guards getting 229 kills. This one actually got 273, even better. His Ravanian Regents here, 211. Very, very healthy still as well. His Lake Town Guards, which he brought a bunch of, getting 240. And then he's got some Dalian Spear Guards here with 80 odd kills. His Vinland Watchmen, 144 is not too bad. His Bardings getting 90 kills. And his Dalian Cavalry Regiment getting 147. Then we have Runic playing as Mordor, 230 kills with his Servants of the Eye, 199 with this one. His Vassal Southron Cavalry getting 106 kills is not too bad for them either, especially since they're a light shot cav. They usually die quite quickly. His Morgul Legion here, 222 kills, and his Uruk Throng getting 161, which is pretty good for them. Then we have Bearded Warman, who's playing as Dol Amroth. His general in comparison didn't do so well, but that's fair enough. I think he got just focused down by archers and surrounded. It was a really rough one. His polearms, yeah, definitely wouldn't bring polearms in a pitch battle unless it's maybe like the Mordor ones, which are so heavily armored. These Prince's Coast Guard in comparison are pretty weak. His cavalry did pretty well though, getting 166 kills, so that's not too bad there. But yeah, his infantry just kind of got overwhelmed, I think. Didn't help with rear cavalry charges and stuff like that. Then we have Dallas, who's playing as Gondor here. He was facing Mordor. His Gondor Swords getting 111 kills, not too bad. His Axemen of Losnark did only get 57 kills. His cav also just kind of got pinned down against the Servants of the Eye and just got killed. So yeah, he had a pretty rough game, did Dallas, being the last one alive. He had to face all four armies at the end. Then we have Lyndon here with his Shipwright Nobles getting 130 kills. His Noldorian Swords, 129, I think the best one. His Archers got 58 kills. Yeah, he also had an interesting game. If he brought some cav, I think he would have been like the next two armies. If they like this army and the next one, if they brought cav, I think they would have done a lot better. Would have had some ability in some way to counter the cav they were facing. Then we have Dairy Farmer here, who's playing as Eriador. His Eriadoran Knights getting 56 kills. His Chetwood Merchant Bodyguards getting 102 kills. And his Bree Sword Men-at-Arms getting like 40 odd kills. And yeah, his Gatekeepers did quite well though, 168 and 177. They're really good. So it's like you get some good kills with them. But I would have probably just brought Bree like archers instead, and maybe then been able to bring like some shock infantry instead, and then also probably bring some cav. I would also have brought the Eriadoran Knights are actually pretty good, and they could probably match the Dalian Cavalry Regiment for sure. But anyway guys, if you have enjoyed this one, do remember to leave a like, subscribe if you're on here, and if you want to see more Rise of Mordor, let me know in the comments below, and I always enjoy reading your comments. And until next time, Legionnaires, I will see you in the next one. Bye for now.